Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. I hope you've all had a very restful weekend and you are excited to jump right into Module 4 Stage Fright, Listening, and Delivery. Before we get into today's weekly overview, I just wanted to share my appreciation for those of you who joined our required Zoom meetings last week. It was a pleasure to meet you. And I'm just excited to really jump into the next step, which is our delivering our first introduction speech live on Zoom in just a week. So we are a week out from the start of introduction speech week. So I'm really excited to jump right into that and just get through this last week to help us really prepare, practice, and just feel a little bit more confident and ready for that final presentation. So let's go into week 4. So for this week, we have a lot to do. We have a lot to do and a lot to learn. So what we are going to be learning this week is what communication apprehension is and how to deal with it effectively. So communication apprehension is just a fancy word for speaking public speaking anxiety. So it's that nervousness that we feel, especially the physical part of speaking apprehension is related to being really anxious and sweaty and shaky. So, we are going to learn what it is and how to deal with it effectively so that for our first presentations, we feel a little bit more prepared, a little bit more confident in our speaking capabilities. We're also going to learn about the importance of listening and demonstrate effective listening in our Zoom sessions. So, I really want to just talk about that really quickly in that listening is super important in this class, as you will quickly realize that we spend the majority of our time, especially on Zoom, listening to speeches and not necessarily giving a speech. And the reason is that we learn a lot from listening. And so we are engaging in this really transactional form of communication in that the feedback from your peers makes or breaks your presentation. So being active listeners and being able to provide some of that feedback as other presenters are up and speaking is going to be vital for your success. So we are really going to learn a lot about the importance of listening and how to demonstrate that. What does that listening well really look like in our class? After that, we're going to get into effective speech delivery techniques, really focus on what this class is all about. Because, as I said in our Zoom session, this class is not to teach us how to read out loud. The point is to speak in public. And one of the ways that we learn how to speak in public is through a conversation like delivery, which is extemporaneous delivery. So all of your speeches moving forward need to be delivered through an extemporaneous delivery. And so we're going to learn all about that. We're going to use our notes to deliver a speech so that we can aim for that conversation like delivery. We're going to practice the speech so that our delivery just becomes a little bit better for next week. And we're just going to engage in good online etiquette. So how will we learn this? We're going to watch this module video, sign up for speech session 1. So we're going to talk about that in a minute, but very important. And we're going to read chapters 3, 4, 14 in your textbook. You're also going to be watching this video of the power of public listening. And lastly, we're going to practice recording ourselves, practicing our speech on YouTube, and uploading it for peer feedback. And then you can go along and see when when all of these assignments are due, and make sure that you are clicking through all of these sections once the links are there. But all right, first things first is hidden gem. So as you will know, uh, I will start dropping gems really soon. So if you don't have a pen or pencil nearby and a piece of paper or your tablet ready to take some notes down, I would pause this video and go grab that before I get into dropping all of my hidden gems for this week's videos. I also want to remind you that making sure that you check that if there's multiple videos, you're watching all of the videos, because I'm getting a lot of students who are just watching one video and maybe there's two videos that week. So this week there is only one video, but moving forward, there might be additional videos. So please don't submit hidden gems until you've watched all the videos. So that was also a hidden gem that first week of the semester. So please just be mindful that you are uploading all of the hidden gems. Watch the videos until my last goodbye. But all right, so first things first, the most important thing that I want to talk to you about today is these introduction speech signups. So I want you to follow this link, and as soon as you see that this module has opened, please go in and sign up for your speech one session. We don't have a lot of spots open, and unfortunately, it is first come, first serve. So please put your name next to an open and blank spot. Do not delete someone else's name or add another spot to a session like we talked about in our welcome letter. This is first come, first serve. So not being prepared to give your presentation doesn't constitute an emergency. So I really want you to emphasize that if you sign up for any of these sessions, those are the days that those are the day and time that you're expected to be there. Another thing that I want to add is that, and this is hidden gem number 1, the sign up sheet closes Saturday at 11:59 p.m. So Saturday, I will close the sheet. And if you didn't get a chance to sign up for our speech session, you will not have the opportunity to assign, and you will be considered a no-show, and you will get a 0 for this assignment. So please be sure that you are signing up for our Zoom session, because it is vital that you complete this assignment. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about our readings. So you have three readings this week. Chapter 3, Speaking Confidently, Chapter 14, Delivering the Speech, and Chapter 4, The Importance of Listening. So a little bit more reading than we've had so far, but I want to make sure that you are reading each of these chapters thoroughly and completely. After you've read the chapters, you will take the quizzes. And hidden gem number 2, this week you are to take 3 quizzes. So typically we've had 1 quiz or 2 quiz. However, for this week, hidden gem number 2 is you have 3 online reading quizzes to take. So that is on chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 14. All right, and now I'm going to talk about this really important assignment. So as I said in our Zoom session last week, this class is not teaching you how to read out loud. So we are really learning how to speak in public through an extemporaneous delivery, which I just talked about a moment ago, in that it is a conversation like delivery. So one of the ways that I encourage my students to make sure that they're not reading off of an entire outline or reading off an entire manuscript is by creating a note cards for your presentations. Remember last week, you are allowed 5 note cards, 1 for each section of your speech. So for this assignment, you are required to submit those note cards however you want. If you have written them out on a note card, 4x6 note card, color coded them, you could take those pictures, upload them to the file. You can create a Google Doc, a PDF, however you want. However, you have to follow the speaking outline format when you are creating your note cards. So let's go into chapter 12.2 really quickly, and then we'll look exactly what those note cards, because there's really great examples in the textbook of what your note cards should look like. So as you can see, we don't have any complete sentences other than the thesis statement. We have our transitions, but still not a complete sentence. The only places where we do see is the thesis statement and maybe the direct quotes. But other than that, we are not writing full complete sentences. So I want you to just be really mindful of that as you're working on this assignment, making sure that you follow 12.2's format for a speaking outline to help you create those note cards. All right, so hidden gem number 3 is you are not allowed to write out your speech. So hidden gem number 3, you are not allowed to write out your speech. You have to just create your speaking note cards. So those will be submitted this week. Um, prior, and you should be submitting this prior to your recording of your practice speech, which is the assignment that I'm about to jump into. All right, so this is a really big assignment that you have due by Sunday that also involves peer review. So we've done our first round of peer reviews. We saw how Canvas doesn't give our peer reviews until Monday, and then we have Monday to complete those peer reviews. So it's going to be the same thing. You are going to record your entire run through of your first presentation and submit it to this assignment by Sunday at 11:59. Those of you who submit this assignment, submit your video. You will then be assigned peer reviews, and then you will be doing 2 peer reviews, and they will be due Monday night. So I do want to just make a quick note, and hidden gem number 4 is that when you upload your YouTube video, you must put your settings as unlisted or public. So hidden gem number 4 is that your YouTube video has to be uploaded unlisted or public, and that is so that we can have access to those videos. So if you've never recorded a YouTube video before, if you don't know how to navigate YouTube, I've uploaded some informational tools to help you along the way. So you are able to embed your link so that your peer has access to your link and to your video, or you can embed the video directly to the assignment. So in the insert media. So read this assignment thoroughly and make sure that you complete your video so that you can do the peer reviews. And once again, if you do not complete your peer reviews, it's an automatic 0 for this assignment. So make sure that you submit the video and complete your peer reviews. All right, so let's get into the last 2 things, which is our weekly discussion boards. So we've talked a little bit about the power of listening and how important it is. So you're going to be watching this YouTube video, and then you're going to write 5 to 6 sentence paragraph based on this discussion prompt. And then you'll also be sure to respond to 2 different classmates. And I want to encourage you all to be responding to your peers, because that's a lot of points that you're losing from just not responding to your peers. So making sure that you are responding to your peers. As soon as you see someone respond to theirs. So we'll be working on the power of listening and really understanding why it's so imperative imperative to learn about the power of listening. And then lastly, I want to just go over quickly. We talked a little bit about communication apprehension at the beginning of this video, but I really want to emphasize that we are learning how to navigate public speaking anxiety. And the one way that we do that is by creating some coping mechanisms. So for this discussion board, you are going to be able to read the chapter and look at some techniques and offer some techniques and strategies that you will use and apply for our first presentation. So it's really navigating and figuring out what we need to work on and then how we're going to work on it. So that's going to be a really important part of this week's class, which is learning about anxiety and ways to cope with it. But all right, that's it for our weekly overview video. I am so excited to meet with you all next week. So just a reminder, make sure that you sign up for your introduction speech so that you get the day and the time that you want, because we don't have a lot of time and we don't have a lot of speech sessions. And this time around, there's not going to be a lot of movements of, oh, I missed my speech day. I'm going to sign up for the next one. That's not going to be what happens this time. If you do not show up, you receive an automatic 0 for your speech, and it's a lot of points attached to it. But with that being said, I wish you all a great week 4, and I will see you in the next video.